Affirmation Station, Affirmation Station. What's today's affirmation? Welcome, sunshine, to Affirmation Station. My name is Charente Carr of JCLV 21, where I joyously coach life victory. And today, I am the conductor on this here train where we learn how to maintain our mind, our body, and our spirit before going to the next destination. This stop has transfers to the best day ever on platform 2 or the worst day ever on platform 3. Choose wisely on how you're going to see your day on today. Like every show, I'll be walking you through 4 exercises to kickstart or invigorate your day with your mind at peace, your soul feeling loved, and your body feeling right. Like every show, this is live recorded, okay, on the Wisdom app between 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The Wisdom app is available on iOS App Store as well as the Android Google Play Store. Okay, this is an audio app with amazing mentors that pour in wisdom every day of every hour. Join the community. It's free. Today's episode, I'm excited for because I got to do more research. I love doing research before I have a good topic. And today's episode, we're going to be focusing on marriage. Is it necessary? We live in a world where people are not getting married as fast as they used to, or they are just never marrying their life partner ever, but they are with someone. The census shows for 2022 that 34% of people aged 15 and over have never been married. And from 1950s, that was from 23%. So we're going to talk more about all of this. And I'm excited because doing the research was also for me to be able to see what other people are doing. Because I know for myself, as I am personally married, and for me, it wasn't a necessary thing, but it was a want. But we'll talk more about that when we're doing the topic of the day. So for right now, I want to give to you some things so you can know to follow along with this show. If you hear this first sound, this ding dong means that we are beginning an exercise. And if you hear this, that means the exercise has come to a close. Now, let's just go ahead and get started. Welcome to the pre-exercise. The exercise before the exercises. You're like, what? Yeah, pre-workout, yo. Pre-workout's very simple for this. It's something for us to ease our energy. It moves us a little bit more, wakes us up, and makes it feel more alive in your spirit. You feel me? So this is very simple. Put your hands out in front of you and just start shaking them. Shake, 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 don't break. Hey, shake, 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 don't break. Shake, 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 shake your hands side to side, up and down, and swing it into circles and circles, and keep shaking, keep shaking, keep shaking, keep shaking. Be gentle. This ain't bacon. Be gentle with your hands. Keep shaking, and stop. Exercise completed. You're awake, you're alive. Let's head to this first side. Also known as the first exercise. This first exercise is called Say It and Claim It. This is all about speaking words of affirmation. So if you're feeling down, remember, it is A-OK to frown, be angry, whatever you're feeling. It is A-OK. I just want to remind you that you can speak yourself back up with confidence, saying I love you, and get back to a better feeling state. That's all I'm going to let you know. You started from the bottom, now you're higher. What? And here. Now let me give you the instructions because they're simple for this exercise. Say these affirmations with me inside of your mind with that beautiful imagination. Or say these affirmations out loud with that beautiful voice of yours. If you're looking for that magnifique, Okay, maximum benefit. Say these affirmations in front of a mirror or your front camera. Gorgeous. It is time to repeat after me to keep you free. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am confident. I look forward to what my day brings. Everything always works out for me. I love myself. I trust myself. I honor myself. I value myself. Every day and in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day and in every way, my life gets better and better. My success is inevitable. Stop repeating after me. Exercise completion. Let's get it bop bop. Move into the next stop. Welcome to the next exercise. This is also called the breathing. This is where we focus on our life force, our chi, our prana, if you will. Breathing is a natural thing that our body does without us even asking. Today, we're going to consciously breathe, and it allows us to energize our body, focus our mind, and allows us to be the light that we are. And our divine. Yes, and yes, yes, yes. Here are the instructions. There are 4 sets. So listen out to how your body currently is in its position. If you're laying down, I got you, baby. This first set of instructions is specifically for you. Feel the support of the surface beneath you. Relax your shoulder. Because you already moved your booty from side to side, you got comfortable in that ride, you kept your eyes open. Now I got to give you, if you're not driving and you are sitting down, get comfortable with your feet planted on the ground. You got to get comfortable. But if you want to move your booty from side to side to wake your butt up a little bit, go ahead and do that too. Relax your shoulders. Keep your eyes closed for better focus. And if you must, keep your eyes open. Okay. Last set of instructions. If you're standing up, stand up straight and relax your shoulders. And go ahead and keep your eyes open. You can do this whether while you're just standing or while you are walking. Today, we're going to be doing the equal breathing technique, and it goes a little something like this. We're going to inhale through the nose for 4 counts, and we're going to exhale through our mouth for 4 counts. That's it. 4 in, 4 out. Simple, right? Simple. I only got 1 PSA. I said 1 PSA. If you start feeling lightheaded, please soften and slow your approach, or just simply stop in the name of you. If you are pregnant or think you are pregnant, don't you dare hold your breath. Nah, child. Just breathe slowly and follow along the best way that you can. Now, let's go ahead and begin. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. 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 In. 2, 3, and 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Last time. In. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4. Exercise completed. You did it again. You relaxed that body, addy, my friend. Ooh, now let's get to the 3rd exercise. Yes. This next exercise is called Tap It In. In this exercise, we're going to be doing the emotional freedom technique, also known as EFT tapping, which is an alternative therapy for anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, chronic pain, weight loss, fibromyalgia, and the list of conditions goes on. Take time to research this. It might work just for you. For me, it does. Because to me, this technique is 2 of the 5 forms of love languages that we learned from Gary Chapman. We are touching on areas of our body, aka physical touch, and we're pairing that with some words of affirmation. Okay, today we're going to be doing 4 taps because you know I like the number 4. 4 galore. Yes, we're going to be tapping on our thumb, our index, and our middle finger. So these are the hand taps, and we're going to lock that all in with the Tarzan tap or the you know, that one. PSA again. This exercise is not recommended if you're currently driving or operating heavy machinery. No matter if you're in good health, pregnant, or experiencing illness, be gentle with the taps on your body. Back to our regular scheduled show. Here are the instructions for this exercise so you can feel the full magnitude of the amazingness that can come from this, okay? You first got to accept what you're feeling like right now, whatever it is. Angry, happy, mad, sad, bad, whatever. Okay? Whatever it is, feel it, accept it. Acceptance does not mean I'm going to stay here. Accepting it just simply means I'm aware of this. And now it's time to transmute this into what I want to actually feel like. And know that all your feelings and emotions are simply part of you. They're the background music to your life story. They're part of that alert system that's within your body. That's why you're so awesome. Your emotions keep you awesome. They sure do. Now that I know you've accepted your emotions because you're the bad mama that you are, I just also want to let you know that we're going to be using the affirmations from Say It and Claim It, just so you're aware, because we're going to really lock those in. Now let me take the time to explain why we doing what we're doing and how we going to do this stuff. So when it comes to the thumb, that's the first one we're going to start with. The reason why we're doing this is because it dissolves negative thinking, judgment, self-righteousness, grief, and loss, which allows acceptance of self and others, healing from loss, and ability to see the positives in life. How to tap on this point? It's very simple. It's going to be the exact same area on each of your fingers that we're going to be talking about to make this super simple. So for your thumb, I just want you to feel your thumb for a second, not the base of it, but more at the extremities where the nail is. And behind that nail on that back side, that's the area I want you to tap on. This is your finger pinpoint. Just tap on right there. Not the very tip, but the very back of it. And you're going to do that for all these places. The next time I'm going to talk to you about, so you know the why behind it, is the index, also known as the pointer finger. Hey, you did it. Nah. The reason why we do this is because it dissolves the difficulty of forgiving yourself and letting go of past hurts. Which allows self-forgiveness, releasing the past, and being more joyful and peaceful in the present moment. Ain't that amazing? How to do this point is literally to go where your pointer finger is, or also known as your index finger, and tap on that area behind the nail. Not on the nail, but that fleshy area behind the nail right there. Perfect. You're doing just a good job. Yes, you are. Now, the next tab we're going to talk about is the middle finger. No, we're not flipping nobody off. But we are dissolving anxiety and sexuality issues, which allows bonding, relaxation, generosity, and acceptance of self and others, and trust. That is what we is doing. How to do that? Tap. Go ahead and get your middle finger ready. And behind that nail area, that fleshy area, go and tap on that area right there. Oh, you're doing just a good job right there. You ready for these taps? Yes, you are. And now this last tap is the thymus tap, also known as the Tarzan tap. Okay, this point activates and balances the immune system. So tapping on this point daily is going to help you stay in wealth, okay? Good health, good physical health. Keep it in tune, okay? Functioning system. As well, it locks in all the anchoring that we're doing and applying the new balance and alignment throughout our body when we do this Tarzan tap, also known as the thymus tap, okay? So now that you know that, how to do this tap is literally go ahead and put your hand into a fist or get 2 fingers out. It doesn't really matter. And I want you to start tapping on your chest bone. It's in between your breast area. It's not at the very where your neck is. Go down by a full hand. Literally put your hand there, full hand. And it's the second part where you'll put your next hand. And I want you to tap on that area. You'll feel the bone and just tap. That's the area I want you to tap on, okay? Whether it's in the fist, a couple of fingers, or you just rub in the area because you can't really tap on that area. Do whatever helps you the best. Just wanted to give you other ways to do it. Now that you know the Tarzan tap, I will let you know this before I even say anything else, is that I will let you know when to repeat after me, when to stop repeating after me, resume repeating after me, when to switch tapping from the thumb to the index to the middle to the thymus. Okay, I will let you know all the in-betweens. So start tapping on your thumb and repeat after me. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Pause repeating after me. Switch to tapping onto your index, also known as your pointer, and resume repeating after me. I am confident. I look forward to what my day brings. Everything always works out for me. Pause repeating after me. Switch to tap it on that middle finger. Resume repeating after me. I love myself. I trust myself. I honor myself. I value myself. Pause repeating after me. Switch to tapping on the thymus, the Tarzan tap point on that chest bone area. Good job. Now go ahead and resume repeating after me. Every day and in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day and in every way, my life gets better and better. My success is inevitable. Stop tapping on your thymus and stop repeating after me. Exercise completion. Now we're skipping about to the last stop before we go to the topic of the day. This exercise is called venting gratitude. This is where we take the time to vent gratitude for whatever it is that we want to appreciate and uplift in our lives. The instructions for this one is simple. Just start out by saying thank you and then list whatever it is that you is thankful for. We do this in a rampage style, so that just simply means we go in on whatever it is that we're grateful for until the exercise comes to a close. You will hear this sound to let you know that we are stopping the rampage. So let's just go ahead and begin. Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you, God, for it now. Thank you, God, for these beautiful flowers that were painted by somebody else that just look so gorgeous in front of me. Like, Thank you that the sun is out in the best way that it can be. Thank you so much for the rain and the purification. Thank you so much, God, for books. Ooh, child, I just want to thank you for all these authors out there and the time that they took to write it, the publishing companies, the independent publishing people, all the in-betweens. I just want to thank you for them. Thank you that you gave them some vision. Thank you for helping them write what they wrote. Thank you for letting it touch my life in the way that it has. Thank you so much for Affirmation Station. I have so much fun doing these episodes and doing the research behind it. I just want to thank you, God, for giving me the inspiration to do this. Thank you, God, for all the people that have passed through this room, that are going to pass through this room, that are listening to this on the live podcast streaming platforms, that are the awesome beings that they are. I just want to thank you so much for every single person. Just thank you so much for all these humans. Thank you for the dogs. Thank you for the cats. Thank you for the reptiles. Thank you for the entire food chain system. Thank you so much for shipping. Thank you so much for Amazon. Thank you so much for the government. Thank you so much for the people in office. Thank you so much for gasoline at awesome prices below $3. Thank you, God, for that. Just going to thank you. I also want to thank you for shoes. Thank you so much that I can put shoes on and they can keep me warm, and I can put socks on too. Thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for the food in my belly. Thank you for all of these things. And thank you for the perfect and amazing healing process that I am still journeying through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for my husband. Thank you for my dog, Mr. Bandit. I just want to thank you for them. And thank you for my house. Thank you so much that it's repaired. Thank you so much that everything was approved. Thank you so much for even the idea to have the business that I do. Just thank you. Thank you. Just, thank you. Exercise completed. Yeah. Now that we've taken the time to show ourselves some love, it's time to celebrate because we were great just being ourselves, baby. So let me give you a round of applause for you just being you. Gotta do nothing more. Just be you right now. Receive this. And the crowd goes wild. Okay, the crowd goes wild. If you're listening in and you are on the Wisdom platform with me, I absolutely love it and I adore it because that means that if you would like to come up to speak with me about the topic of the day, you are more than free to. Just wanted to let you know a little bit of housekeeping is that the timer set for 5 minutes and you can join any time throughout the topic. I'm excited to see you join. I'm excited to have these conversations. We're about to get into the topic, guys. Marriage. Is it necessary? Okay. The reason why this topic was spurred for me, and I am a married individual, is that I hear some of the people that are around me say that are single, that marriage is not really one of the top goals of theirs. It's not something that they are really doing. And I'm just like, I wonder what the stats are when it comes to this, because are things changing? And what's actually really going on and stuff like that? Because I know for me personally speaking is that when I was growing up, I was around people that were married, even though my mom wasn't. Okay. But I also realized why my mom was not married at the time, at the exact same time. So because of that, for me, I realized that sometimes I'll also say this. I thought a lot more people were married than they were single. I'll say that. That was my assumption. I'm going to let you know what my assumption was. Now, based off the research, this is where my assumption got me. Okay. So based off the U.S. Census Bureau, okay, So it's as of 2022. It shows that 10.9 million one-parent family groups with children underneath the age of 18, okay, make up for, it looks like, let's see here, 41% of those people are fathers, okay? And then 38 were divorced, okay? Compared to 51% of being of single mothers who were never married, and 29 of which were also divorced. This is what the makings up of the one parent family group. And I was like, well, I didn't realize there was 10.9 million people living life like this. Okay, that's very interesting to know. And then I was like, well, what are the marriage rates compared to the past? And based off the research from 2022, 34% of people age 15 and over never have been married. Okay. And this is up from 23% back in 1950. A while ago, y'all. I know, a while ago. The estimated median age, so the estimated average age, okay, the average age to marry in 2022 for the first time was 30.1%, or 30.1. That one don't make no sense. No, because hear me out though. You said 30.1. Does that mean you are 30 years old in 1 month? Like 30, you feel me? That part don't make no sense when they start doing those little tidbits. Because I'm like, is it 30 and a month year old that feel like this? I don't know. Okay, and that's for men. It's 28.2 for women. So maybe you're 28 and in 2 months after you 28. Like I said, don't make no sense to me. But this is up from 23.7 for men and then 20.5 for women. And that was in 1947. So think about the time and all that stuff. When it came to marriage, more back, I'll say back, I call it back in the day. It was a lot different because women didn't really have the rights to be by themselves like that. They're more, how do I say this? If you weren't married, a lot of things weren't happening for you. Marriage was a thing, that, like a rite of passage and also a level of privilege back in the day. Now, not so much. So I also want to bring in this. For me, I will say is that my mom had to remind me when I was in college and I was doing a new vision board because it was required for my business class to include marriage because I totally spaced it. I was thinking about my career. I was thinking about my financial life. I was thinking about my character traits. I was thinking about these things, but I wasn't thinking about, oh, I should be getting married, even though that was a want from me when I was younger. Because I wasn't even thinking about it. And I was like, okay, now I want to do some more research. And I want to pull in and look up what were their relationship stats in 2022. Did anyone do a survey about it? And they did. Okay. The source for this information comes from Love and Honey and the Kinsey Institute, a Cosmopolitan Poll, eHarmony, Tinder, OkCupid, Hinge, Gallup, Centers for Disease Control and Protection, Pew Research Center, National Center for Family and Marriage Research, and the U.S. Census Bureau. Just so you know that where the research is coming from. So we're like, Charente, you're just pulling that out the wazoo. Nah, child, I researched this because, like I said, I'm learning. Is marriage necessary? I will say for me, marriage was not a necessary thing. It wasn't. It was just an icing on the cake because literally on my vision board, it was so tiny. It was a super tiny photo. It was less than an inch compared to everything else on it. It was like, hey, that was like an afterthought. Did I get married? Yeah. But it was after a few things. Okay. And we had to really understand each other a little bit for me to say, I hear, I can sign this commitment saying I want to death do us part. Because that's a long commitment, okay, depending on who you got married to. So based off the research, so when it comes to dating, 71% of singles say that they're more interested in long-term relationships now than they were before the pandemic. Okay. And I don't know what plays into that. My only thing that, my assumption that comes from that, because like I said, I'm going to give you my assumptions. I'm not going to give you, nothing else, because that's really all I can give you. You can only make up what you believe for yourself, okay, and do your own research. But what that sounds like to me, personally speaking, is that when you are quarantined by yourself, you realize that you actually wanted to have someone else near you and be with them because life is too short. Okay. That's just my hypothesis as to why that was even a stat. But I could be wrong or I could be right. Don't know. Put my 2 cents on it. Okay. So 20% of people that said they are not sure about or were not sure about monogamy. Monogamy just simply means that you are married to one person. Monogamy. One. Okay. Poly, more than one. Cool. And then it says 18% of them have been in love with more than one person at once. Okay. Now I have further questions, and I can't ask the research these further questions without me doing more research, which was, do they mean lust or love? Because there are stages, okay, when it comes to love. You start with lust, then you generally can go into the love, then you go into, I'll call it more agape, okay? And it's different. So I have questions. Okay, if you want to come up during this time, go ahead. And let me know, is marriage necessary for you? Are you currently married? What does it look like for you and your family? These are the questions. Now, furthermore, when it comes to dating, 43% of Gen Z, okay, singles suffer from dating-related social anxiety. And when they, so this was just funny to find out. When looking at Tinder profiles, okay, up to 8% by the end of 2020 mentioned the word awkward. Okay, I just think that's funny that a lot of those people said, oh no, it's just awkward. It's just awkward. And awkward to me also means that I don't know how to have conversation. I don't know how to relationship build. That's what I hear when I hear the word, oh, it's awkward. It's awkward because you don't know what to say. So you don't say anything at all. And then you start catastrophizing things in your mind, which is the social anxiety part, okay? So 14% of users for OkCupid say that is very important in a match, while the number of people who don't prioritize wealth in a partner at all increased by 60% during the pandemic. Okay. Now let's go to wow. Okay. Well, 30. I didn't know this was a thing, y'all. This is why I'm happy I'm married. I'm just going to throw this out there. And you're like, really, Charente? It's because of this next thing that I'm about to say. 30% of additional matches people get on a Hinge when they say that they were vaccinated displayed in their profile. I didn't know that. That's very interesting. I didn't know people were actually even doing that. That's just interesting to me. So I was like, we're doing that now. We're saying, hey, we're vaccinated versus, hey, we're not. Like, that's a dating factor now? Sorry, it's wild. I'm just going to call it wild. Okay. And then 43% of people on dating apps admitted that they've used them more while work from home compared to during pre-pandemic work days. To me, that actually does make sense because when you're working from home, you honestly have more time because you're not having to socialize with everybody at work. Just going to throw that out there just based off my observation. So that's that. It makes sense. It makes sense. And then lastly, 15.9% of Gen Zers identify as LGBTQIA+. That's nearly 1 in every 6 people, making this the highest percentage of any generation in the U.S. history. That's compared with 9.1% of millennials and 3.8% of Gen Xers. Okay, so that ranges from people from the ages of, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're right now 13 to 20. 24 are Gen Zers, and then 24 to 40 is millennials. Okay, and Gen Xers are above that. And then boomers are around 50, 55 right now. Okay, 55 and up. Just so you give you the generation's timeline for age reference. Okay, now we're going to get down to when it comes to marriage and divorce. It's a 6-1 in every 1,000 people that actually get married, compared to 8-2 in the year 2000. So people are getting married less than before. That's what that means to me and what the inference I can get from it. Only 2.7 in every 1,000 get divorced, compared to 2 decades ago. So the people that are getting married are not getting also divorced as heavy as 2 decades ago. 2 decades ago, I remember that's like 20 years ago. So I'm going to throw that out there. Because when it came to me and my husband getting married, we dated for 3 months. I proposed. We got married within 2 days of the proposal because I move fast when I want something. And I desired him. So we got married. And we didn't really understand what we were getting into. We developed our personal standards, our relationship standards, before we even really got into really dating. We met each other's parents and all that stuff. And when we got together, because I'm the business-minded Charente that I am, and I'll just let you know that if you didn't already pick that up. We have objectives for our marriage. I literally had us do objectives, a mission statement, like, why are we together? Because what my mom said about legal, I was like, hey, this is a marriage is a legal contract. So what are these objectives? We're a new company. We're a new entity. So what it do, though? So we listed everything out, and it was to help build the community and stuff like that. But we did not have anything when it came to values. We did not have any steps on how we were going to do this. We just started letting things happen to us. Things come up at work that trigger us to project onto the other person. Yuckiness. I was very nasty because I was getting heavily abused at my job environment, and it was a hostile work environment. So that hostility came home, and I wasn't trying to have it come home, but it kept coming home with me and riding my butt. So I was very yucky. So I'll throw it out there. I'm not going to tell you, oh, Charente was perfect. I am not perfect. I have oopsies too. So things that were coming up haphazardly. And then it got to a point where I was like, we were considering having an open relationship. And I realized, I was like, that's not what I want. I just want to be with my spouse. Like, I don't need nobody else. I don't want to run nobody else. I just want my spouse. And we had a conversation, and we're like, we were being really, really silly. But did we pull in someone from our community, like his parents? Yeah. Because I was at a wit's end point, and I just was like, I think it's time for a divorce. And we already came to a agreement when we were dating that if we should ever consider divorce, my only ask is that we try to go to therapy and have a mediation before we proceed with those legal things that have more legal ramifications, if you feel me. So that happened, and they helped us talk it out. We prayed it out, and we started doing better. Got money where I was like, hey, babe, I'm going to go into counseling because my sister just passed away and stuff. So I went into counseling. Then he went into counseling by himself and talking to his person. And then we went into counseling together to find out for me that I was striving to be this perfect wife based off what society says is a perfect wife, which you will never live up to what society says is a perfect wife. Never. Just be you. I'll just say that because that's all my husband wanted me to be. At the end of that therapy session, at the end of that $300 and something, he let me know that all he wanted me to be was me in my fullness. And then he loved me just for me. And that gave me so much, to me, agency and more autonomy in my life, because I also realized I can make my own decisions. I don't have to rely, but I can advise and ask for their advice, kind of thing. And actually have like a sounding board that just give me, yeah, Charente. No, he's like a devil's advocate. And I absolutely love it, because that's one of my weaknesses. And I'm fine admitting that's a weakness. And everyone has a weakness. But do you know yours? Another thing I will say, based off what Lois was saying, also when I'm thinking about two becoming one, it's like uprooting your guys' trees to merge your tree together into one tree. And that can be a very yucky process. And a lot of things, like I said, are haphazardly. And then after we went to therapy, we planned things more. And we planned things, we're going to have date nights on these days. Okay, we're going to do this. We went to was it like a couples retreat? Yeah, it was a couples retreat at the church that I was going to now for 10 years. And they were talking about marriage. They were also talking about the love languages and how it applies. And we realized each that we were guilty of not actually showing that person the love that they were looking for, because we were just going against the love language altogether. And we apologized, and then we started planning more things out. And one thing that we picked up, I don't even know where this came from, but one thing that we picked up was we take the time to watch Blackish. Okay, Blackish is a show on ABC that was canceled as of now, but I'm thankful for it because it follows a Black family that is more, I'll say, affluent when it comes to where they live, finances, all the in-betweens. And it also has from baby all the way up into people in their 60s, 70s because of Dre's parents living there. So we watched it, and now we actually watch that show where we actually talk about our relationship. So if it's something that they're going through that we haven't gone through, we're talking about what will we do in this situation and actually planning out before it even comes to that point, kind of thing, saying, well, if this comes up, we don't want to do X, Y, and Z. Okay. And the thing is, because we're talking about it, now we're really understanding each other and figuring out also our parenting style before we become parents to human beings. Okay. Because that's a whole process, y'all. And this is us also getting ready for that, because we want to be the best parental figures that we can be for them to be all that they can be. So this is our getting a ready moment. Okay. Another thing that I will say that we learned is also more ways to effectively communicate, because we're watching those shows. We're also seeing, that's not the way we communicate. Or, I liked how they just did that. And then we start solving for things that we didn't even know were a problem until we realize, oh no, that's a problem. That's a problem. We need a solution for this. And we also have gotten to the point in our marriage where we are solution oriented. So and I also say this, sorry, Lois brought up a whole lot. That's why I'm going to keep giving it to you. So another thing that I thought was really useful that I didn't know is a perk about being married. And this is why I'm like, I like being married. I really like it. I'm having a great time over here. And it's because when it comes to marriage, when it comes to the taxes, you are taxed at a different deduction rate. That's one. Two is that if you're in a state that allows for it, you can have dual insurance. What? Dual insurance. That means he can have insurance, or she can have insurance, and she can have insurance. You feel me? Like, they can have insurance, and it covers them both on side, so that when one insurance doesn't cover something, the other insurance could. And it's been working phenomenally. I'm thankful for it. Nevada is one of those states. And then I will say this is that he's also my business partner as well. I feed ideas off of him like, hey, does it sound more like me or does it sound like me? He's like, that doesn't sound like you at all, Charente. And I was like, then thank you, because I want to make sure whatever I'm doing sounds like me. And or he'll give me direction when I'm doing my videos, and he's like, Charente, more gusto. That wasn't very, hey, bestie vibes. And I said, okay, Leroy, I love you. And then the next thing I will say is estate planning. You also get life insurance generally on the other person, especially when you're at an employer. You can generally get that added onto your benefits. And that's a perk because if something should happen, you have something for a death benefit, which is the amount of money that will be set aside, especially if them passing and that grief process, you don't want to work. That money will be set aside for you to work. But you also got to know how you're going to maneuver that. You feel me? Make that money, make babies, if you feel me. And the last thing I'll say really fast, and I'm going to bring up Ray Davis. I need a mic podcast host. Okay? Is that the other thing is to have an HSA account. HSA is a health savings account, okay? This is a place where money can compound. And it's a place where things abound, if you feel me. It's a good place and a good thing to have if you're going to add additional investments to your portfolio. Okay, just real fast. Is that when it comes to being married, you can contribute $7,750, okay, a year to this thing. But if you are single, you can only contribute a max amount of $3,850. So I just want to throw that out there. There are some good legal things that I appreciate about being married. Okay? Because as a single person, they don't have as many perks, y'all. They don't. Now I'm going to bring up Lois Hampson, MAFT, because she hit the button. And one.
Hi, Charente. Now, my question is: these are a lot of statistics, but when you ask that, is marriage necessary? And the statistics don't really tell you anything. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm learning right now. That's why I said I'm going to go through this. Okay. So I'm not really learning. I get a lot more inference, not a lot of actual information.
Okay, because it sounds like it's just statistics. But if you were to ask individuals who are married and individuals who aren't married, if marriage was necessary, and I know you asked a few people before you did this topic, what were your findings then?
For my findings, it wasn't necessary, but they did get together with the person because they wanted to build together. Okay.
All right. So it may not be necessary for you to get married, but I know this is as being a marriage and family therapist, and I'm just drawing back on some stuff I dealt with back in the day. Because I'm not married and I haven't been married for a long time. Now, have I been engaged to be married? I've been married once and engaged 8 times. Okay. So I knew marriage was not necessary for me to build my kids and raise y'all up and all that other kind of stuff. However, it would have made things a little bit more comfortable had I been in a good relationship. I'm going to say that. It would have been easier, would have been less stress. I wouldn't have had to be both the man and the female at the same time and really rolling in that masculine energy so long, got to do, because it turned into doing it on my own. Now, I may be different from the other single parents, but I felt that if I was in a healthy relationship, then I'd get married. But if I wasn't in a healthy relationship, I was not finna bring no marriage into an unhealthy relationship, thinking that it's going to make it better because I would like to have a partner. So for me, marriage was not necessary. Now, is it wanted? Yeah, I desire it because everybody desires to have somebody next to their side. Somebody to say, hey, this is my ride or die. Hey, this is my ace coon boom. You know what I'm saying? This my nigga. This my dude. This my girl. This my, everybody wants to be able to say that because it gives you a sense of belonging. And at one point in history, it was prestigious to be married. Okay? It was actually prestigious to be married. If you weren't married, especially if you're a woman, oh my God, you were a spinster, you were this, you were that, you were going to have 50 million cats and be alone and all kinds of stuff. Because it was not good for a woman to not be married. Okay? Now, for a man, I don't know. I can't speak for a man because I'm not a man. Okay? But I do know this. People who are married, are in a healthy marriage relationship, live longer and healthier lives than the single counterparts. Now, That's been a statistic that's been there since the beginning of marriage. Okay, married people live longer. Now, why that is, I'm not going to make any inferences, but I can say that when you're sharing this journey with somebody else and you're sharing your hopes, you're sharing your dreams, you're sharing, the load ain't as heavy for you. But you ain't got nobody to share it with, as far as sharing the burdens, sharing the hopes, sharing the dreams, sharing the stuff, then it can get a little lonely. And then you wonder, hey, was this all for nothing? What am I doing? You know, I want this and I want that. But now that being unmarried is not shameful for women, when more women are deciding that, no, I don't need to be married in order for me to fit in. I don't need to be married in order for me to have status. I don't need to be married in order for me to do that. Now, when it comes to a marriage as a contract, that's a whole nother ball game, because that's what our marriage is. It's a legal contract that says that you're going to uphold certain parts of this contract. And when you don't fulfill your part of the contract, then a divorce could be on the table unless you got forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like marriage. To me, marriage is a good thing, okay, because it brings people together. But a healthy marriage.
I'm back. Bringing up Miss Lois with the voice.
So, an unhealthy marriage can be more detrimental to a person in their spiritual growth and stuff like that. But I find that as we grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and all that kind of stuff, and start getting balance in all the areas of our life, that marriage is a welcome addition. It's like a boost. It's like, hey, I'm me. I'm whole and I'm complete. I am single, whole and complete. Not single, I need my other half. That's when you get into unhealthy stuff. A single, whole and complete, and then you're single, whole and complete. And by myself, I've accomplished this. By yourself, you've accomplished that. And boy, if we put us together, then we can do more. You know, together is better. You can do more together. Okay, put it like that. We always say that teamwork makes the dream work.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking of, what was it? It was where two or more come together, there God is in the midst.
Okay, because he gonna have to be. Okay, I'm gonna be real. Never stop. Because you're joining two souls. But the legal part of marriage, I think that's necessary. If a couple's been together for a long time, they're in a committed relationship, and something happens to one. This has happened to one of my clients, and I was so upset, and it made me think about stuff way differently. It was actually a same-sex couple, and one of the parties, and they've been together for 40 years. And one of the partners had been previously married to a woman and had kids. And so they had been in this relationship for 40 years, and they were living together, but marriage was not legal for a same-sex couple. One got cancer, and the other one watched them and whatever. The kids never came around. Nobody ever came. But then when the man died, here come the family saying, this is my stuff. This is my daddy. And because that person didn't have this legal contract of marriage, they were able to take everything that those two people had built over 40 shitting damn years. And I don't think that's right. Okay. So, you know, I'm not saying that I'm LGBTQ or for or against anybody doing whatever, but I think on a conscious level, that is not right. So I was kind of happy that the LGBT. Okay, you know what I'm trying to say.
It's Q+.
Yes, but I get it all jumbled up, and I just say the alphabet soup. Okay, and that's no disrespect. Okay, when you're dealing with, they need protection under the law. So for as law is concerned, I think that marriage is necessary. But as far as having a healthy relationship, marriage is not necessary. You know, but you know what I mean. So it's kind of like twisted. So I guess I'm not doing it as far as the statistics is concerned, because I know that The people who I know who are married, everybody's been married for freaking shit years. Now, my marriage lasted 4.5 years on paper, 10 years off paper. Okay? But, no, not off paper. Wait, 4.5 years in person, 10 years on paper. Okay? And that was a mess. Okay, I'm going to just say that was a mess. But then most of the people I know have been married for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Most of my friends, okay, this is, and I kid you not, and they have their ups and downs, but they're better together. They're better together because I know them when they wasn't together. And they have gotten better together because we grow in relationship to another person. And in a sexually intimate relationship, we grow even closer than a friendship relationship or a mom and daddy relationship or not mom and dad, mom and child relationship or dad and child relationship. So in that case, I felt like in their cases, because they work so good together and so they're so syncopatic, they don't get along all the time. They don't, they have their fights, they have their disagreements. But the bottom line is they're doing it together as a team. And for these people, it made them such greater, better people. Okay? Because I'm thinking in my head, quite a few of my friends. Oh yeah, oh my God, she is so much better than she was before she got married, before she realized that, some things she had to realize about herself. And she didn't realize these things about herself until she was in a relationship with somebody else.
Come back. Bringing her back up. Lois Hampson, MAMFT. You can find her on Instagram.
So for the people that I know who've been married, like I said, the least amount of time of my friends that they've been married is 14 years. And that's only because they got married in their 40s. You know what I'm saying? After being married before. But most of the marriages I know that have lasted a long time, each person is better having married the other person because they were able to find out things about themselves that they would not have found out if they weren't in that type of relationship with somebody else. And they're prospering, and it's beautiful to see. So for them, marriage was good. But then we got the other ones that where I've worked with, the people I work with, where they were better off staying single because they were still of single mind. Or they were thinking somebody else was going to complete them. Okay? Mm-hmm. So those people, I found that they know marriage was not necessary for them because they had to get completed before they got married. Okay? And that's why their marriages didn't work. Well, one did because they came back together after... Oh my goodness. That was to me, that was one of the big successes of my career, was the one where the couple was married, had 2 kids, then something happened. I don't know what happened, and they don't know what the breakdown was. They started learning about each other, not liking each other. Next thing you know, the woman starts going to... And the man don't... sorry, the phone was ringing. The man don't go to church. Okay, then... The woman meets a woman in church who starts telling her, "Oh, he need to be here with you if I was your da-da-da-da." And then the woman left the man for the woman, and then the man ended up with the woman's best friend. Okay, and the kid was the one in my therapy chair. Okay, and doing drugs. I had to do drug addiction counseling for her and her brother. Okay, but the problem was not the kid, and the kid was doing drugs to escape the fucking madness. Dad seeing her daddy with her mama's best friend and her mama with a woman, lived in and everything, got completely divorced. But when we finished their therapy in about 6-7 months, and then they actually realized that they wanted to be together, and they had to work through their childhood issues. That baby that I always talk about, you got to go get the baby. Okay, they had to work through their childhood issues, and when they did that, in my absence, they finished the therapy themselves because I got sick and had to leave the job. Okay, but they contacted me through a supervisor who knew where I was and invited me to their wedding. They were getting married again, had already bought the house. But the whole thing is that they understood where they went wrong in their marriage, and they wouldn't have went outside their marriage had they had healed that inner child part of them and stop blaming the other for the other stuff. They were projecting. They were projecting onto each other and blaming each other for their shit. Okay? When I got them looking at their own shit, because I would not see them together. I never any of the people together. I didn't see the kid with the parent. Maybe the first session I saw the kid and the parents. And any other sessions after that was parent by themselves, each parent individually, each child individually. And by breaking them up like that, I was able to see where everybody was so that we can bring them together. And I didn't tell people's business. They told me stuff that I didn't say because I was working with the family system. And as we worked on that system, they began to see the truth of the matter, which was they were blaming each other for their own shit, and the kids were responding to using drugs in order to escape the madness. So
wait, girl, because you're my subject matter expert at this point, I'm claiming that right now. So my question is this: is that for me, this is just what I've noticed for myself, is that when me and my husband got together, like all the inner child things that I didn't know existed came to the woodwork.
Yes.
Is that the whole part of cracking up the foundation to set a new soil thing? Is that what that is?
Well, it's kind of like this. I used to say it like this. Everybody got baggage, okay? Because everybody going on a trip. This life is a trip, okay? Everybody got their own baggage, okay? When you come together with somebody else, I suggest that you open your baggage, honestly open your baggage, and they honestly open their baggage, and you decide what you want to take into your relationship. And whatever stuff that you don't want to take, you leave it out. And sometimes you...
Come back. She has to come back. There it is. Look at there.
Sometimes you don't know what to leave out until something happens and something occurs. Or you don't know what to keep until something happens and something occurs. And when it occurs, you get to say, ooh, I didn't know that was in my baggage. Do I really want to use this anymore? Because this don't fit me no more. You know what I mean? And you got to examine your baggage, because you have to have baggage. Your baggage is for change. Without your baggage, you can't fucking change. You be in the same stinking, funky ass clothes. Take a trip without your baggage and don't have no money to buy some new clothes. Okay? You're going to be in them same funky ass clothes till somebody give you some, or until you go get some, or until your baggage arrives. So you got to use what's in your baggage for change. And if you say, well, I ain't got no baggage, you lying. Everybody got baggage, okay? We got DNA. We got baggage. If you got DNA, you got baggage. These dogs, they got baggage. They come with diseases and everything too, because they got DNA. Everybody comes with baggage. And you got to be willing to be honest and open about the baggage that you have. That's why I come on this stage and shit, and I ain't got nothing hidden. And now the people say, Lord, why you tell them that? Why you say that? Because it's the truth. I'm a human being. Shit affects me. I'm not zen all the motherfucking time. I mean, you can tell by my speech, by the way I talk. Okay, I talk a lot of shit because a lot of shit goes on. Okay? But the whole thing is, when we don't examine our baggage before we get into a relationship like marriage, then we're going to have problems in the marriage, because everything in the baggage is going to come out because you got to change. When you get married, that's like saying, I'm entered into a new phase of life where change is inevitable. Okay, like you said, it is inevitable. Okay, Change is inevitable when you're in a relationship with somebody, because projections occur. You project onto them those things that you don't like about you, and they project onto you the things they don't like about themselves. But then when you look back at that shit, you're able to clean it up. And sometimes you don't know the shit is there until it's projected at you. So, back to your question, is marriage necessary? No, it's not necessary unless you enter into a legal contract for the money and all the other kind of stuff all the stuff that goes into it. Now, is it useful? Hell yeah, it's useful. Because you don't have to worry about running from person to person and this to that, because crossing all your energy with everybody and all that stuff can make you sick. And well, we know empaths pick up everybody else's shit anyway. So the whole thing is that when it comes to the necessity of marriage, I don't think anything is necessary, but I think that it could be helpful, in some cases and hurtful in others. It's like everything is on a pole. And once that's one thing at one end of that pole and some opposite on the other opposite end of that pole. And then there's the middle ground. And the whole thing is about not going from pole to pole, but find your centering. And you don't you shouldn't. I'm gonna say I don't like to shit on nobody, okay? Because I don't like to shit on me. But I did get married without dealing with baggage that I was carrying because I got married at 21 and didn't know about baggage and all that shit. I ain't know nothing, okay? All I know is what I saw, and we both repeated patterns that we had seen in our parents' marriages. His parents were married. Well, both my parents were married 20-something years, by the time we got married. So we just copied the patterns, and the patterns were maladaptive. And so we ended up with a maladaptive situation, a relationship. And so we could have just stayed and killed each other, or we could have parted and said, "Hey, we're gonna be our best self, and I can be my best self without you in my life, or without you being that close to me." Because me and my ex had a good relationship. Now, in the beginning, not so much, but now it's a great relationship. But I thank you, Miss Charente, and I'm gonna go because that person keeps calling me. And I know they're going to call me again, so I'm going to get off before they call me again.
The person already called me too, so I understand.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, Lois Hampson, MAMFT. You'll find her information in the description below if you're listening back on a podcasting streaming platform. If you're not and you're on Wisdom, click her face, go to her Instagram, follow her. You'll love it. It's a wild ride every single day. Hey, Ray.
Put on my headset. Give me one more.
There you are. I was like, what did I do? I didn't mean to do it.
Yes. All right. Yes. There we go. There we go. So, yes. Hello. How are you doing today, beautiful?
I'm good. I'm feeling all of the vibes. I've done my personal self-care before hopping on here to have a conversation about is marriage necessary. I first started out by giving stats that really didn't give no information at all. And then Lois, that I call the relationship expert for me, came up and dropped all the bars. And I was just mining some of that gold.
I missed it. Yes, I missed that. Yes. So, marriage and is it necessary? Oh, man. I definitely say when just not when you think, but when you know that your partner is of the level that you had always prayed, you had always hoped, you had always wished, you had always put in some type of relationship vision board. If they are hitting all of those positive checkpoints, then hey, get them or keep them while you can, or at least let them know, hey, I am in this for the long run. Are you willing to ride with me?
I love it. Like, ooh, child. Yes, and yes. I just want to say yes, Jesus, yes, because I prayed for my spouse.
Yes.
All throughout my adult years, when I was in small group, my small group friends thought I was weird because I always said, and thank you for our future spouses. And thank you so much for them. Thank you for helping them along their way. Thank you so much for them. And then one year, I wrote for me all the character traits I want the person to have, like with the morals and all that stuff.
Yes.
And my sister's like, Charente, you can only generally get like 80%. Like, don't try to get the 100. That's not going to happen. And I was like, no, I don't settle. Like, I just know. I refuse. And when I was blind date, this dude was 100% on the list. 100%. Ray, 100%. 100%. Yeah. And 100%. I was like, ooh, don't lower your standards. Don't you dare.
Come on now. Yes. It's something that, it is definitely something that I would had hope to really experience. But my dilemma is I would say definitely my dilemma was not acknowledging that I have mommy issues, and that's going to possibly hold me from getting that true connection with someone who was it who was it upon their own standards of being that upper level of a partner. And like I said, that was my fault for really assuming and making an assumption that, man, yeah, I can marry her. Yeah, she good. Nah. Nah, it was nah. And so I was like, you know what, marriage is necessary if your partner is of that level, mentally and emotionally, physically, intimately, financially, if they of on their own level and they are in their own way complete, and the one thing that they are just missing, or they feel that they're missing, is that complete partner. Hey, yeah, that is to me, it is very necessary, because
Is it me or can you guys not hear it either? Ray, where'd you go?
I may have to come back up. Wisdom is tripping, but no. Before I clock out, I actually have to get ready to go to the grocery store. Before I clock out, I feel that marriage is necessary when you and your partner are on the same level.
Okay, I love that. Thank you so much, Ray Davis, for that. I will say absolutely, and I will say if you are working on those things, the person that you are wanting for the character traits and all that stuff is going to come forth. Because when you're in the process, they're coming along because it's time for y'all to unite. And that's about to set everything ablaze. And what I mean by that is that your guys are actually going to go through the baggage. And together, both of y'all, at the exact same time. And then that begets the most wondrous, beautiful tree of structuredness. It's amazing. Okay, so I would say is that please know I wasn't 100% whole when I met my dude. I wasn't. I literally just got off of. I was sexually assaulted 5 months prior to me meeting my partner. So I will say is that I personally did the steps I need to take. I got counseling. I did self-defense classes and stuff like that, which helped me get my power back. And then I met him while I was like doing all my travel stuff. And I thought it was funny that it was a blind date because I was on all the dating platforms and all that stuff. And I'm just like, this is not it. And I said, I'm wrapping this up. I'm done. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to be by myself and all that jazz. So I understand everything that you just said. And I love it so, so, so much. And yes, y'all, I prayed for my partner. In addition to prayer, I actually wrote what I was looking for. And it had nothing to do with they had to be 6'4" or nothing like that. I am 5'2". I did not need someone super, super, super tall because I also like wearing heels. I like sneakers. Sneakers are my jam. There was something so much so that my husband's like, Charente, you got to get rid of some of these. It hurt my heart, and I did only because my foot changed sizes. But I was going to keep those shoes, man. I love me some sneakers. Okay, and it's not like, oh, Charente, you like Adidas, Nikes. No, if they have a fire color pattern scheme and all the rhyme and reason, I like them. Doesn't matter what brand they're from. I'm not a loyalist. After I did a Samsung thing, I'm not a loyalist. But is marriage necessary? Marriage is a perk in life. I'll just say for me, marriage is a perk. Is it necessary for me? I'm married. So no, it's not necessary, but it was a want. And I got my want and my desire. And I am happy because it also helped me see all of me. And he was able to see my blind spots and love me through my blind spots too. And it was with my husband that also I was really focusing on my health. And I actually had someone that could also support me when it came to my health. And that allowed me the time and the place and space and the grace to be able to go off work for a minute to get my mental back in order. That helped me also get my mind in order, which allowed my body to actually heal. And I am sitting here talking to you completely healed, no open wounds, nowhere, from a disease called hidradenitis suppurativa. Okay, and they said that I would never be able to get like this. Well, marriage allowed me the opportunity to be able to completely heal. So for me, not necessary, but I'm really thankful. I am really, really thankful. And if no one else wants to come up, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I just want to thank the people that have passed through, that are continuing to be here. Thank you, Ray Davis. Thank you, Lois Hampson, for coming up. Thank you, Astrotalk veteran, if I'm not mistaken, as well as Doobie, William Black Fox, for clapping it up. Greatly appreciate you guys. And also appreciate all the Android users on the Wisdom device that can't clap, but they were clapping in their mind. Thank you for the clap to your mind as well. Now we are heading out of this area. Okay, so now it doesn't want to play. Charente is just having tech moments this entire show, and it cracks up my spirit in the right ways. I get to present to you the gifts for you to delight and eat at the feast. Okay? So head over to jclv21.com if you are looking to start a business or to expand your business by getting better business tools and someone to actually assist you along the way. I am available for entrepreneurs and startup companies to better achieve the success that they're looking to achieve by helping them with not just the formation of the business, but business credit and all the little intricacies of marketing as well. I have really good experience with that, and I've had a lot of fun. I have personally saved companies over millions of dollars because of the techniques, the skills, and the softwares that I've been able to understand and use to optimize them to the best efficiencies, okay? So head over there. Also on jclv21.com, that's where you can find the link to the podcast if you want to listen to this on your favorite streaming platforms that have podcasts, okay? Don't forget to subscribe to the new episodes, okay? And if you want to, I will also say, be a part of a community, go ahead and join the Lighten Up Your Life community on Facebook. This is literally where I talk about finances, I talk about career, I talk about mindset, health, and healing. I talk about it all because I want to help community. So we create a community on Facebook so I can help community and we can help each other out and help promote each other and to achieve the success that we're looking for in this life. And I will also say is that I would love to connect with you. So go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest if you really want to. Okay, it's all with Charente Carr, which is CHARENTECARR. Just so you know, you will be seeing affirmations every single day because I love affirmations, so I post them every single day on all these platforms. Oh, snap, crackle, pop, I was told I must stop. Ooh, child, we're going to get off this train because it's time for us to move full steam ahead to our next destination. I want to thank you so much for listening in and riding with me to Affirmation Station. You may now exit the train and head to your destination. There are transfers available to the best day ever on Platform 2 or the worst day ever on Platform 3. Choose wisely on how you're going to perceive your day today. I will catch you guys back here on the Wisdom platform on Thursday for another amazing episode of Affirmation Station between the times of 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. start time Pacific. We will be talking about how to unlock your path to abundance with the key that so many people talk about, but I want to make sure it's super highlighted. Gratitude, which is the best attitude if you want to manifest the life that you want. You feel me? Desire answered right there. So go ahead and catch us back here on Thursday. And if you want to be a guest at that time, go ahead. I would love to have you as a guest. I love you all to infinity and beyond. I hope you have a fantabulous day. Ta-ta for now. Affirmation Station, Affirmation Station. What's today's affirmation? Ta-ta. Thank you so much for listening in to this new episode of Affirmation Station Show. Remember to rate and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast streaming platform. Be sure to give me a follow or DM me on Instagram at Charente Carr your key takeaways and your thoughts on this episode and what future topics I should cover. That's all for now. Until next time, see you.